afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for April 14th, Thursday, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a reverse aging health call with Michael Thomas and some new introduction of some new vials. Each of us have a sacred mission. Our lives contain a very special purpose. The world needs our presence and the amazing gifts we have to offer. If we don't feel this truth, all we need to do is just listen to sounds of nature, feel into the energy that flows directly from the source of life, and notice how it runs through you. As you deepen in your meditation practice, you will feel more relaxed and connected with this divine flow that moves from the very center of your being. Relax completely into this divine beingness that you are. The more you can relax, the greater your understanding will be of the reasons why you're here. This divine moment is all so perfect, so fabulous, so amazing, and sacred. When you can feel this truth, you'll never doubt yourself again. Keep turning inwards because the highest truth is never discovered on the outside, yet only from within. Worry on this planet is at an all-time high, and there really is nothing to worry about. Nothing matters so much that we should throw ourselves into a state of panic about it. No happening is so important that we should let ourselves be exiled from inner peace, mental calm, for its sake. Paul Brunton. There is nothing to worry about. Let yourself really feel this message. Let it sink deeply into your bones and reside inside your heart. We are always being provided for and taken care of by the God Source. There is a divine power running the bigger show. We do not need to worry ever again. Behind the scenes, a higher intelligence is always there, making sure that we receive exactly what is needed so that our fullest potentiality comes through. This universe is pure intelligent energy in physical form. It makes sure that everything you need will happen and everything unnecessary will not happen. The events, people, and situations that must manifest are all part of your divine schedule. Nothing is by accident or coincidence, because the universe simply doesn't make mistakes. Our job is to relax, be grateful for every lesson we are given, and enjoy the journey as much as we possibly can to the very end. Whenever we worry, we are not trusting in life, ourselves, or the higher intelligence. We stop believing that there is an all-loving conscious force that is here now, leading us deeper into our very being and deeper into our greatest ecstasy. Worrying is the warning light that goes on when our mind has taken control over us. We suddenly start to believe every little thing the mind tells us. We start believing that we are a small, inferior, limited being with horrible karma and untrustworthy insights. No real direction and very little power. All those worried thoughts blind us from knowing that there are that we are infinite being with divine manifesting powers. Worrying is simply a fear-based habit that gives you spiritual amnesia. It causes you to forget how deeply and intimately connected we all are to our soul's path and destiny. It makes us ignorant of the divine power energy that is pouring love through all of us all the time. if we can get curious about our worrying habits, we will become more aware whenever we are in it. Through awareness, we will transcend the worry habit and open the door to trust. Through trusting this universe, the universal flow, a spiritual path begins to reveal itself right in front of you every day. You understand that there is a bigger spiritual path to your life, a greater source of joy to be experienced, and a deeper purpose to your existence. You start to really relax and let go of control and trust in the divine universal flow. You see how a divine intelligence is behind every single thought, action, and physical thing. The egoic agenda soon loses its power and importance, and the quieter, more all-knowing, intuitive mind steps in. In this phase, you can hear your soul's guidance pouring through your heart in every new moment. Om, this path to freedom. You might notice that no matter how many times you try not to worry, your mind still returns to its old habits again and again. This is because one cannot permanently stop this type of deep, fearful pattern with pure mental force and willpower. There is only one thing you can do to stop the worry habit permanently. This is to take a higher spiritual path that transcends the mind entirely. This is done by realizing the truth of who and what you really are. When you see how amazing, big, bright, brilliant, and loving you actually are, the mind becomes a bit embarrassed of all the ridiculous things it was worrying about and starts paying more attention to the divine divinity inside. When the violin can forgive the past, it starts singing. When the violin can stop worrying about the future, it will become such a drunk, laughing nuisance that God will then lean down and start combing you into his hair. When the violin can forgive every wound caused by others, the heart starts singing. Hobbits. When we look at the main purpose of why we are here on this earth, it really boils down to that we are here to master our mind. Discover the secret to this, and you'll find peace in all that you are and all that you do. Mind mastery happens when you realize that you are the creative witness who is directing and producing the movie you are viewing. Those worrying thoughts may arise in you, yet you naturally stop believing in them. All the fear-based illusions that you are fed from the outer world and the grueling backlog from the mind's past conditioning become meaningless and unimportant when compared to the brilliant healing light of pure awareness. Once you stop giving away your power to the world and to your mind, you discover what is truly real. The piece of rope that you once thought was a snake, you now know is just a rope. You are not afraid to pick it up and play with it. You also have the choice to drop it, step over it, and move on to something more amazing. With enough introspection, there will come a day when all of us will take a giant step back from the mind. We will see the bigger picture and notice that all these thoughts flying through our heads are only momentary indicators pointing us to the life that we are creating. These thoughts have nothing to do with the infinite soul who is dancing wildly behind the scenes without a care how the paint lands on the canvas. This more alive freedom inside starts seeing its divine nature in others. The divinity shows up in every situation, and you discover that you cannot be limited by anything at all. The greatest irony is that you are this freedom already. You are the one birthing each thought, acting out each scene of the play, designing and dreaming up every little thing. You are the source of creativity who is painting the canvas each moment of life. telling the colors to dance, sing, and splash in every direction. And your main job is to simply enjoy the show. Seeing this deeper truth is your one-way ticket to transcending worry, detaching from the mind, and finding total freedom from suffering forever. The more you spend each day in pure awareness, witnessing what is beyond thought, beyond the mind, the easier it becomes to see the divinity that's creating everything. Practice this awareness often, and there will come a day when the worrying mind drops away by itself completely. The light from your fire will burn brighter than the smoke blinding your way. You will be free from all the fearful future impressions that used to arise in the mind that caused you to worry. You will find more creative, spontaneous, and joyful approach to this life. The worrying habits the mind was addicted to will seem like painful old shoes that are now too small to wear. Once you remove them, you will feel so good that you won't be able to put them on again. You'll discover a more natural state of living that lives in the vibrations of trust, lives in the vibrations of trust. Naturally, you'll trust that whatever future the universe provides is the right one for you. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. Head to toe, inside and out. Total relaxation through the breath. The breath is divine positive energy. Easy in through the nose, slowly, easily. Easy out through the mouth, slowly, easily. When we focus on the breath, we still the ego mind and subconscious mind. Stilling means we leave them alone. Because with the breath, we're in the now. We're not in the past, we're not in the future, we're in the now. Moment to moment, breath to breath. We're only focused on the now. And the body that you're in releases, goes into relaxation, because you're no longer interacting with the ego mind that causes the body to be stressed, worrisome, fearful, irritated, all of that. And this is the only way that you would be able to master the ego mind, by watching it rather than participating with it. And the reason the breath is divine positive energy is because we enter these bodies, we power them up. Lungs come online, everything starts operating. And then we create the breath. Now, without the breath, we would not be able to stay in these bodies. Hence, divine positive energy. Now, it's important that we stay in gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness with ourselves at all times, and that we are in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal gratitude. So whenever the ego mind tries to tap back in, you know, we've got 60,000 thoughts plus that we put out every day to the universe. We don't know them all. We're not consciously aware of them all. And we have like tens of millions, tens of billions of thoughts that are like programs flying by like clouds in the sky, which aren't ours. So when we're in the now and we float off, because that happens to all of us, we grab onto one of the clouds and we float away. And then we're back in the past and the future. When that happens, it's very easy just to very quietly say, I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And 3,000% of the time you will, which is every time. Sometimes you find yourself doing this 200-300 times a day as the thought comes in. Remember, when your thoughts you send to the universe, they don't come in to you. They go out to the universe. That's how you know the difference. And you'll even, and they're tricky. They're slippery little devils. They'll attach themselves, make you think absolutely that that's your thought. Then you bring it in, create it into reality, move it into form, create it into reality, and experience it. Now, we know we're not the body. We're not the mind, the ego. We're not the subconscious mind. We are not the personality. We're not the character. We're not the name. We are not the status. We're the God in the body. So when we look in these bodies and we see these 7 lights, going from the tailbone to the top of the head, and this planet they're called chakras, and beautiful. Each one's a different color, much brighter and deeper than the colors on this planet. Now, they're called chakras, and chakra, the definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. The gods that we are, the wheels of light are spirit etheric energy, and the gods that we are spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So we flow through these. We really, as the gods that we are, really know these bodies inside and out, right down to the quantum core. It's just that we have amnesia, so we are not able to correlate that. But acknowledging it is 50% there, halfway of understanding. The other half will be through discovery on the journey within. And in real time, you'll be able to heal that body in a blink of the eye that you're in. Now, 8 billion of us on and off world, actually on, in, above, and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, inhabiting humanoid forms. Now, that doesn't include all of the other forms that other gods are inhabiting, which are part of the gods that we are. So we know that we are consciously aware, which means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we know that we are the God in the body. The heaven. Heaven is not a place. That is a matrix trick. Heaven is you. God that you are in that body. So every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. Literally. And we're shining our light. Now the light emanates from the gods that we are in the body, the pure love, the pure, deep, eternal love. And we flood, saturate, permeate the planet head to toe, inside and out, infinity and beyond. So if you were to take a starship off planet, out far enough so Earth looks like a basketball, you would see that it glowed, really glowed. And you would look at all the lights around it in the universe, and they would pale in comparison. They would be compared as a candle lit in a dark room. So we're transforming into a new Earth, a God planet paradise. And that's our natural state. We came here to enjoy ourselves. We didn't come here to go through pain and suffering lifetime after lifetime. That's absurd. Now picture yourself standing in front of three paths. You're in the center, which is the now. Okay? So you look at the paths, and you're pretty much constructed the same way. Each one has trees that have formed a canopy, and the trees are shimmering gold, sparkling, the leaves, the branches, the bark. And the path itself is a brilliant emerald green, flaming grass, it appears. Now, the center path, the now, you look at it and you go, this looks like it's never been used. The path on the left, the past, looks really worn, so it's been used a lot. And the path on the right, the future, is really worn, so it's been used a lot as well. Now, we travel, we'll go into the past. We do this for various reasons. We nostalgia, reminisce, do a song, or a conversation, or just being. And you're drawn to relive the event that you enjoyed so much. Okay, so we all have a library. It's a subconscious mind. It's vast. It's not some little cubicle. In fact, you can't see the walls in your library because each one of us have one. And so we'll go in there. We'll open the door, turn on light, and we'll, grab some movies off the shelf and some books and some pictures. We'll sit in an easy chair. We'll watch the movies. We'll read some of the books, and we'll look at some of the pictures. And we go through things, we'll review things that will help us in the now that we've learned and experienced in past. So, things that we did that didn't work, that taught us how to do things that we did that did work. And the enjoyable times that we've experienced that we really said to ourselves, well, it'd be nice if I could do that again. But we will leave, we'll put everything away. We'll turn off the light, and we'll go out the door, shut the door, and move forward in life. And on occasion, we'll revisit it. But some of us will stay there. And I don't believe that it is conscious. I believe it's unconscious. We stay there so long that we end up taking that past and we bring it into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past and we relive that past and that future. This is why people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, we will, all of us, because we're curious and anxious at times, get hurried. We want to know things, so we'll go into the future, not knowing that the future is created in the now. So we think the future is already there. And understand, no one knows the timeline future connected to this timeline. They never will. They'll be connected to other timelines that they create when they go into the future. But we'll seek things. We want to know. We want to know what's going to happen in a year or a month or weeks. When am I going to meet my lifelong romantic partner? When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? When am I going to stop being sick and unhealthy and be healthy and happy and enjoy my life? All of these things. We want to know what's going to happen. Now, interestingly enough, we will seek outside external authority. People that will tell us what is going to happen. When. How. Okay. Now, some of us will just say, okay, take it with a grain of salt. Others will focus on it, and they'll manifest, see? So they'll create it for themselves, thinking that the external authority created it for them. But they created it for themselves. They manifested it because they believed in it.
you see what happens is that the ego mind wants to keep us out of what? The now, because it doesn't exist in the now. So it will do everything. You get back in the cycle of past, future, future, past, past, future, future, past. Okay? And that's where all the struggling and suffering and attachment and worry and expectations come from. Now, if someone were to ask you, right, what are you going to be doing tomorrow? You'll have a blank. There'll be a blank. And you'll say, I have no idea. I'm focused on the now. Why would I be focused on tomorrow? Well, tomorrow hasn't even come. Or how do you see yourself in 5 years? Those of us who live in the now have no clue of where we'll be in 5 years. No clue whatsoever. And the now is our power. Is the future's created in the now. Past is in the now. Everything happens in the now. Now, we have parts of ourselves that are awake, to a certain extent. Parts of ourselves, the gods that we are, that are asleep. Now, obviously, we don't interact with the parts of ourselves. We deeply love them, but they're part of us, but we don't interact with them. They'll wake, they'll determine, period. But the ones that we do interact with, the ones that are awake, to a certain extent, consciously aware, and these are all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Amoria, Bendantia, Pel, Thoth, Yeshua. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes. All the off-worlders, galactic, celestial. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes we've inhabited. Now, the ascended masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We're in the process of mastering physical form, and we're creating our experiences to perfect our creations. Now, light energy beings, on and above and below this planet, because of the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is with these bodies. There are light energy beings in the different color spectrums, like red, infrared, violet, ultraviolet, super green, super blue, blue. But we don't see them. They come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations. But there is a group, very small group, that the bodies that we're in are very dependent on part of this group. Fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, mermaid, dolphin, whale, pegasus, unicorn, centaur, minotaur. The elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood. Now you could ask your body, would the body be able to sustain any of us if it didn't have air, water, earth, fire, wood, ether? No. We would be forced to leave these bodies. So these bodies that we're in are very dependent on the elementals. Very. And so are the trees on parts of the elementals. Water, earth, air. Now the archangels, their civilization vibrated at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other. The gods in their bodies and the gods in our bodies are one. And they send us messages throughout our lifetimes. And a lot of the times, they're to help us wake up from our amnesia. And they bring many
but there's one major, which is, isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? Because we have no point of reference. We know these bodies, this is all we know because of the amnesia. And when we don't know we're the God in the body in the beginning till we discover it, or we choose to discover it, because we don't see in God form, pure consciousness. We don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't drink, we don't laugh, we don't cry, we don't make love, we don't hold hands. We don't do any of that because we're balls of pure energy. We don't see through these eyes. We don't, walk in the park. A lot of these things, and these are all things that the majority of the civilization take for granted. Run of the mill. And so when we move into gratitude more and more and more, we begin to discover the difference between the two. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time. Tens of millions, tens of billions. And if you like, ask them. And within seconds, they'll be around you and you'll be in bliss. It's because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large, a large number in a small area. Now, the off-worlders, galactics, celestials. Over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. Now, we're familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilians, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed labor. Now, we're never apart. That's the big illusion, the trick on us, because we look at things separate, right? You look at Bill down the street, right? And you immediately, your mind, ego says, well, Bill's separate. No way the two of you are one. Yet the God within Bill and the God within you are one. You can see how tricky it gets, especially with a little amnesia thrown in there. Hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware to a certain extent, focused on this planet and its full liberation from lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. Continues to grow, expand, and intensify. And we immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire circle of light emanates from the God force within each and every one of us. Pure, deep, eternal love. And it's saturating, permeating, and flooding this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. There's no escape. Now this ring, this circle of light, is so bright it grays out the darkness of sacred space. Not only that, it would take trillions of suns, billions, trillions of suns,
to even come close to its brightness. Now we begin to ascend above the planet, we're immediately met with an ocean of glitter. This isn't like an ocean of glitter on this planet. It's way beyond that. So we depict it, we identify it, and we take the things we've experienced on this planet and we completely intensify it, such as a grand finale fireworks display, but a trillion times more intense, and a grand finale laser light show, and a ballroom globe with all the mirrors. Every time you shine light on it, as it spins, it floods the room with light. Except this one's a trillion times bigger and a trillion times more intense. So when you combine all those into one massive crescendo, then you're close to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, as curious as we are, we're looking at the reflective points of the ocean of glitter. Now, they're everywhere. We notice that they're tiny microscopic, perfectly edged mirrors. Now, we enter them, and we discover that all of us, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, are teaching each other, learning from each other. Never ends. It's always. It's absolutely spectacular. But see, we have that amnesia, and that's not an excuse. It is a reality. And we're working on going within and eliminating the amnesia on our inward journey, rediscovering who and what we are. Now, we're told that the separation, again, the illusion, right? That the tree is life. And you're looking across the field, and you look at a tree. And you say, isn't that tree beautiful? Wonder what it would be like to be that tree. And the God is life. God enters the tree, and the elements, right, help the tree sustain itself so that the God within it can experience the tree. All life on this planet is inhabited by God, life. Doesn't matter what it is. Whenever you want to find out what it's like to be something other than the body you're in, all you choose to do is relax, focus on the breath, just be in the now, and look at whatever it is that you want to see what it's like to be. And for a brief moment, you will know what it's like to be, whatever it is you're thinking about being. Now, do a lot of people do that? No, because they're so intertwined with the material physical world. Totally distracted. This can happen with anything. Dog, cat, bug in the rug, fly on the wall, cow in the field. Now, we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are in these bodies, that we are the power of healing, the gods that we are. And eventually, we'll discover this fully. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, from head to toe, inside and out, that we are protected with a white fire armor. This white fire armor emanates from the God source, you, me, the gods within these bodies, the pure, deep, eternal love. Now, it's impenetrable. It is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And so no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments can occur while we're at that vibrational frequency. So you're always protected. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, fear, revenge, envy, jealousy, hatred, manipulation, dishonesty, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then there's possibilities of demon possession, attachments, and all kinds and all sorts of other things. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column of light is purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We can send them back to pure consciousness. And they are no more. Then we are presented with the second column of light. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all of the violet ray. We can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach on our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational frequencies to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that all of us, the gods that we are in these bodies, created to remind ourselves that we are the sunlight. We are the rain and rainbows. We are sunsets, sunrises, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, trees, forests, soils, skies and clouds, oceans, rivers, lakes, streams, everything. We're everything. Everything is us. So next time you do view any of these, rainbow, sunset, sunrise, oceanfront, mountain view, again, we're trained thousands of years to believe that's all separate. Has nothing to do with us. So we look at a sunset in the old earth and we say, isn't that beautiful? And it is beautiful because it's you, the God that you are in that body. So when you look at this splendor, vision, and you say that's the God that I am through the heart mind, not the ego mind, not the head. That is the God that I am. We continue to descend above the planet. Some of us decide to step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above them. Now, the reason we do this is because it's fun and we can. Now, we all come in contact with this massive crystalline tower. Now, we created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the tower is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. Now, in turn, the golden white bowl of light appears to be surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go to infinity and beyond. Now, this in turn, all of this creates this massive, sparkling, flashing, reflecting, super bright white misty cloud. And in turn, that's absorbed in through our heart minds. And it feels like a warm embrace that never ends. So we discover that the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being and gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. And we discover that all of that is a reflection of the gods we are in these bodies. Now, at the top of this column, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, infinity and beyond, as it's doing right now. What is this golden ocean? It is pure, deep, eternal love, and it's flooding and saturating and permeating this planet head to toe, inside and out. And it's all life that is saturating. Highest supreme value in the universe. You can see why that there's no way to stop this. It's omnipotently powerful. It keeps progressing and advancing. There isn't anything that can stop it, period, and won't. Now, we're drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. Now, we see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere, all of us, over 4 years ago. It houses moving towards 1,900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Now, these meditations continue to intensify, grow, and expand. This supreme intensity of pure, deep, eternal love flooding this planet and liberating it. There's nowhere to hide. Nowhere. And that's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's why it continues to grow, intensify, and expand. And you can see, through your heart mind's motion pictures, in silence and stillness, you can see this black, the blackest you've ever viewed. This looks like a goop, an evaporated, kind of a mistiness. And you look all over the planet, and you can see it ascending upward. And you watch it, and you see it everywhere. And it's ascending upward, and then you look upward, and all you can see is just absolutely super powerful, bright white light. It's got a little bit of gold and pink tone to it. And you can see it shimmering down. And as it shimmers down, it meets this evaporative goop, black. And it dissolves it. It vanishes it. It ends it. Because it's pure, deep, eternal love. And that's what's taking place on this planet. You can see it, you can tap into it anytime you choose. Remain present to whatever is inside. Is there something feeding on your energy or eating at you from inside? The problem will shift when you do. What all has happened in your life from beginning until now? Whatever it is that you absolutely do not want to feel, do not care to feel it. The moment you do, it will move and change form. And remember, motion stands for energy in motion. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out.
Take an easy breath in through the nose. An easy breath out through the mouth. Easy and slowly. And be still. Surrender is the secret key to your enlightenment today. The moment you surrender to the internal battle and be submerged in the actual experience of it, it disappears. If you're having trouble surrendering, let your greatest fear arise in you. Face it directly and let go of anything you're attached to. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We will return here, 3 p.m. Eastern, April 15th, Friday, to continue our Global Guided Meditation call, and 9 p.m. Friday night to continue our Reverse Aging Health call.